If you had just a few paragraphs to summarize the life of a lost loved one, well, the choice of words would be very difficult.
One Billings family whose only child died from a drug overdose shared with her obituary the heartbreaking story of addiction.
Q2's Asia Gore spent time with the young woman's family, who say they want their carefully chosen words to help others.
Let's get the side view here, Carol.
Carol and I, we had waited an awful long time to have a child.
You do look sharp.
So I just couldn't wait for our little Mary to show up, you know.
She's pretty cute.
She was a very happy baby, very easy, happy-go-lucky baby.
She's so sweet.
No, we're gonna sign off. You did a very good job, Dad.
Well, I'll get better. I think we did all right. I don't even have her feet in here yet.
She seems pretty content.
I was kind of scared because we had waited so long, but it was also very rejoicing because, you know, we had wanted a child really bad.
John eventually found himself coaching Mary's soccer team, a game he knew nothing about, and Carol leading Mary's Girl Scout troop. They joined the church choir and took camping trips.
Just a great thing for my kid. My daughter and I, we were really tight for a long time.
22 years of memories is all the Keenans have left of Mary.
This little girl who grew up in this perfect world died on November 22nd in Utah as a result of her respiratory center shutting down after drug use when she relapsed shortly before that.
Mary was in rehab for heroin addiction at a facility in Salt Lake City. She'd been sober for about 15 months when her roommate reported her missing. The next day, the Keenans got a phone call from Mary's landlord.
And my first question was, is she dead? And she said, no, she's alive. She might be very high, but she's alive. And my husband and I, we were alone here at the time. We just were crying and jumping up and down and just, my God, she's alive, she's alive. Within 5 minutes later, the same woman called back and said, I'm so sorry, she's gone.
Hey to you too, Mary.
Their beautiful baby girl
How are you?
died alone on the floor of her apartment. It's a tragic end the Keenans feared for years of Mary's addiction. But in the past 15 months of rehab, it seemed the old Mary was back. The one who loved red lipstick, the giggly hippie girl.
Yeah, it makes you feel so good when you saw that. You know, your heart would just sink and you'd just go, yeah, I got my baby back.
Hi, Mom. So I'll call you tonight with information, but I'm transitioning on Monday, leaving here on Monday, and starting day treatment on Tuesday.
Mary chose to go to rehab. She admitted her addiction, and she committed to sobriety.
And I can remember Carol and I, we looked at each other and we just grabbed each other's hands and we said, thank God she wanted help.
She thrived there and absolutely loved her sober community there.
In treatment, Mary met Jake and Carson, two recovering addicts who relied on one another for strength.
And if I was struggling or thinking about something, or she was, then we could talk to each other about it and just kind of talk some sense into each other, I guess.
I'm so proud of Mary and what she accomplished those last 15 months.
No one knows why Mary relapsed. Her last few minutes of life remain a mystery. But the Keenans don't want Mary's story to be a secret. They published this obituary. We know that it was not Mary's choice to die. She had been sober for so long that her body no longer had tolerance for the drugs when she relapsed.
And I hope just by maybe putting that obituary out there that people can say, hey, yeah, we need help. Our children need help, and not be ashamed and afraid to tell people.
Even if we can save one. But heck, let's go for 10 or 20 or 30, you know, because Mary would love that.
At her memorial service, longtime friends and strangers alike shared their stories of addiction with the Keenans, and the comfort this grieving family experienced was unexpected. At the end of Mary's service, the Keenans released balloons to the heavens.
There's balloons everywhere, look at it.
My sister Donna came over last night and she saw something in the road that was right in front of my house. She brought it in, knocked at the door and said, "You'll never guess what I have here." And she said it was one of Mary's balloons. So in our hearts, we know that Mary's telling us that she's okay. And we know that Mary is okay, and this was her sign to say that she's okay.
Mary was a graduate of Billings Senior High, the same school attended by Natalie Dietrich, who also died from a drug overdose earlier this year.
The Keenans asked that donations be made to Tumbleweed here in Billings to help other youth who are struggling with addiction.